Hi everyone, welcome to the recording for Unit 2 session for IS127. The Unit 2 reading and discussion. The Unit 2 reading is Chapter 4, Applying CSS Styles to Web Pages, and Chapter 5, Responsive Design, Part 1, Designing for Mobile Devices. Unit 2 discussion is on HTML tables. The initial post is due Wednesday by 11:59 p.m. You're to include at least one APA formatted reference within text citation and have at least 100 words in the initial post. 2 replies are due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. You need to include at least one open-ended question in one of your replies. That's a question that you cannot answer with a simple yes or no. The Unit 2 assignment is due Sunday at 11:59. You're to complete the Extend Your Knowledge. It's titled Styling Paragraphs, Headings, Lists, and Images. There is an instruction attached to the assignment and the files that you need. So you're going to modify the existing web page, which is ski04 HTML, found in the W2A1 extend zip. Now it doesn't call that on the page, but when you download it, that's what the folder's called. So you're going to modify the top of the page to include your name and today's date, where it says green. Don't delete the beginning and the end, otherwise you'll change it from a comment to code and then you'll get an error. So this is a comment and that's why it's in green. And then in the head section, so this is the head section, you're going to add a link to the style sheet. Here's the link, and this is the name of the style sheet, and that's the style sheet that you were given. And then you're going to save the HTML file and preview it in the browser. So before we linked it, this is how it looked. It doesn't have any background color or anything. Once you link it to the style sheet, then it picks up the color and makes some other changes. Then you're going to open the style sheet, which is called Ski Style 04, and you're going to modify the comment at the top. So it's a little different. You're just going to put your name and the date that you're working on it up in the top, just to know. It helps me to know that it's your file. Then you're going to document the existing style sheet before enhancing it. So you're going to add comments to the styles that are already there. So here's the color of the body, and then so it sets the text color to white. And this is the code that's given you in the instructions. Don't copy and paste them, just type them in exactly the way I have it here, or that it's in the instructions. If there is something missing, I've copied it right out of the HTML file, so this code is exactly what you need. Then there are others that are in that I didn't copy because all you're doing is putting in the comment. So as long as you have a slash and an asterisk before and after, it'll make it a comment and turn it green. That's if you're using Notepad++. So finish all of those, and then you're going to start making changes. So first you're going to format H1, H2, and H3 tags, which is here. You're going to give them a font and some padding. And you're going to add comments. Now it'll tell you to do that later. If you add them now, as you go along, then you won't have to do it later. Then you're going to save the style sheet and check and see if it made changes. I didn't copy them, each screenshot for each. Then you're going to modify the LI content within the nav section. Now if I want to show you, in the HTML file, this is the nav section. And it has an unordered list, and these are the list items. That's why it's called LI, list items. Let me go back. So in the style sheet, you're going to say LI, and you're going to tell it to list the style with none, and display inline. And these are the comments that you need. So it said it in 2 different steps, but it's all listed as if it were one. Starts here, ends here. So save the style sheet and observe the change. Modify the nav section to have a light blue background. So here we have nav, we have black background color, and then the comment. And I just wanted you to see what the nav, what they're talking about as the nav. So it's where it says events, lessons, snow reports, employment, how that looks on the page. Make sure that the heading that starts with children's lessons does not float to the right of the image by clearing the float at that element. So you do it in 2 places. You clear the float, clear both, and then this is in the CSS file. Then in the HTML file, you find that children's lesson, and you have to insert the class equals clear float. If you don't do both, then it doesn't work. Then you're going to add padding to the header section that contains the image headings nav by styling the header section separately from the rest of the wireframe. So you see that right now it's header nav content footer. You need to delete the header so that this line starts with nav. And then right under that, you're going to create the header, the background color, and the padding. So I wanted to show you, I didn't add the comment to this, but you would add a comment saying that you've added background color or changed the background color and added padding. I guess you really didn't change the background color, but you did add padding. And so once you get through with your files, you've changed the style sheet, you see how it looks. So instead of having these as bullets, they are now just listed. So then you're going to add tabs and spaces and extra line. This is just for the reading of the file. Don't go crazy with it. And it's really subjective because how it looks to you may not be readable to me, so I don't really care about that so much. But add comments at the end of the new styles. I went over some of them with you, except that last one. Then you're going to validate your CSS file using the W3 validator. There's the address, and this is what it looks like. It usually comes up by URL, but you want to go by file upload. Choose your file. Now, I have my files a little bit named a little different. Yours would be skistyles04.css. I just broke this one, the solution file, so you could see what happens when there's an error. It tells you where it is and then what the problem is, and then you can fix that. And once you get it clear, it'll tell you. Then you're going to validate your HTML file at a different web page, and if you interchange them, you will get errors. Again, upload by file. So mine again has solution. You would just have ski04.html. Then you're going to zip all the file. Oh, before I go on, this is what a warning looks like. I don't count off a warning. So you can change that to get rid of the warning. But if you have an error, you have to correct it. And it will tell you, like it says, line 3, column 33, line 4. Sometimes, though, it turns out to be above that comment line, or even a couple above. So, as I said before, don't copy and paste. Type the code in. Make sure you have it typed in correctly. Then document is checking is completed will show up when you have no errors. So you need to turn in all the files, the HTML, the CSS, the JPEG, and the PDF. Remember to zip the files. You right-click on the folder, well, where the files are, and choose Send to Compressed folder in the menu that comes up. And that's all I hope for tonight. I hope that if you have any questions, you'll let me know.